Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Dark Art Society podcast. My name is Chet Zar. This week, we have Ben Conallin as our guest. Episode 234. Can you believe it? Getting near 250. It's crazy. Ben is kind of a newer artist in the scene, digital artist, creature guy, and his, I just think his designs are amazing, really inspiring and boundary pushing. So we met up with him and had a chat. It was really fun, really great conversation, really positive, upbeat, cool, nice guy, and kind of an unusual story. You have to hear it. I just it's hard to believe he was. Yeah, I'm not going to get into it, but three and a half years learning to become an amazing painter, digital painters is kind of amazing to me. Anyway, great episode, and that's coming up. What have I been up to? Books, shipping books, same as always. Working on an NFT, an animated NFT of my ego death painting. That's super fun. So I've got that in After Effects and I'm fully animating it. So that should be done in a couple days. And then I'm going to have my first NFT drop on Super Rare, which is a really big blue chip NFT platform. So hopefully that will sell and do well. And I'm kind of excited about that. That is pretty much it. Can't think of anything else. Just maintaining, trying to get these books out, doing, 10 a day, maybe, because I have to do sketches in most of them. So, of course, I have to do it the hard way. And I told everybody I'd give them something extra for waiting for so long. So the signed copies, people that ordered signed copies get a signature and a doodle, and the people that got a sketched copy or a doodle, sketch copy are getting a more nice drawing in there. So it's taken some time, but we are over 100 at this point. I think we've shipped over 100 books. So that is great news. Anyway, I'm going to keep it short. I got a lot of things to do today. Let's get on with the new Patreon subscribers. If you want to join it for only $1, you can join at patreon.com/darkartsociety and get your name read on the show, among many other benefits aside from supporting the show. So let's get on with that. Okay, Byron Wilson, I mentioned last week. Someone told me that I said Brian, but maybe I don't know. He said maybe he misheard me, but I didn't want to go back and listen. So Byron Wilson, I'm saying your name again, whether you like it or not. Thank you again for supporting. Okay, and then we have Jersey Gorsica. Sorry if I butchered your name, but thank you for supporting. Appreciate that. Steve Grunow, Grunow. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And then Jason Stewart joined. Thank you, Jason. Jason sent me a nice little message that I really appreciated about thanking me for doing the show and how it's been helpful to him. And I thought that was really cool. So thanks for the message and support, Jason. I can't think of any other exciting things to talk about in the intro, so we should probably just get on with the interview. I always remember something after I'm done recording the intro, but that's just how I am. So we'll just keep this one short. Nobody cares anyway. Everybody wants the interview. Okay, so here we go. Episode 234 with Ben Conallin. Hope you enjoy. Here it goes. Okay, what's up, Ben?
Hey, Chet.
How are you doing?
Hello. go. Good. This
Good
is surreal for me.
Oh man,
Finally meet you.
It's surreal for me. Yeah, your work is so amazing. Oh my god, it's like I've been wanting to have you in the podcast because it's like, who thinks to make the head go whoa and a big red thing? It's like so crazy. Your designs are so like what's the word? Innovative. They're so innovative. I don't see anybody doing work like you right now. So it's a pleasure to have you on because I really think your work is like some of the best I've ever seen. Really, it's amazing.
Oh, thanks, Chet. That really means a lot. Like, I mean, I've been looking up to you for years.
Oh,
and
that's
I've
cool.
got a funny story about that. But as far as like the design stuff, I think that, you know, like trying to make things crazy, like I've got in my mind like these monsters. In a way, I'd like them to like be on a Mardi Gras float or something like that in hell, of course. But you know, and plus, and I think it's years of looking at Wayne Barlow images.
Yeah,
something like that. That's
I could see that, but still, your stuff like takes it so much more in a like Wayne. You know, I'm a huge fan of Wayne. He's amazing. But his stuff is like more functional a little bit, even though it's weird. It's like these things are a little more functional, whereas yours are like you don't even care about function. It's about art and weirdness, and I love that. It's like total full on surrealism. You know what I mean? I love that. Like no practical considerations in your designs.
Well, that's you know, so, you know, because I think of it sometimes like, oh man, you know, like because with some of the designs, I think, oh man, I'd love to see this in a movie, but I don't know whether it, you know, it'd have to be CG heavy or something like that for it to be pulled off. But I know, I've got this thing in my mind where I'd like to see certain creatures in movies that I just don't see.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel like there's enough creature movies being made in general, actually. But yeah, I just want to see something wild, like, I don't know.
Yeah. That's the thing, is they could be done. It would be, you know, that's sort of what films need to do to push the envelope, like monster films or creature movies. Is like to do stuff that, you know, to go to the fine artists and do some of the crazy stuff that, you know, people like yourselves are doing, and try and figure out how to make that work in the real world. I just think it's so inspiring. I'm so inspired by your work. It makes me like feel like I'm being too practical and functional, and it's like I need to get weirder, you know. Totally amazing. It's like, and you know, and it seems like I don't know, I don't know how long I've been seeing your work online. It doesn't seem like that long though. I don't know how long you've been really kind of like promoting yourself online.
No, well, I remember the first time you hit like on one of my pictures.
Okay.
Because I was totally spun out about that. And I think that could have been the red one that you were talking about with the big crazy head.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah. That was pretty recent though, I think, right?
Yeah. I'd say that would have been last year. Yeah.
So how long, I mean, have you been on social media a long time promoting your stuff, or
I've
what?
been on I've been on Instagram for probably about, I was on it for a little bit. What was that? Probably about 2018. And then I stopped for a while, and then I got back on it around 2019 again. And I think I started posting stuff. I've been posting stuff on Facebook pretty consistently for about the last 4 years.
Yeah, that's not very long.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I only started. Sorry?
No, go ahead.
I only started digitally painting probably about 3.5 to 4 years ago.
What?
And I was.
How is
I
that?
was, oh, I was drawing a lot.
Okay.
Oh, well, I was drawing a lot before that, and it just felt like, and the way I was drawing, I was doing stippling,
Uh-huh.
and it would take, you know, because I do these pictures on A3 size, and it would take maybe about a month and a half to finish one of these things. And I guess, kept thinking, this is taking too long. Like, I want to
Right.
pump out work. I want to pump out work. And then, yeah, it was probably just about 3.5 years or so ago, I decided to get an iPad and, yeah, just try my hand at painting.
You fucker. You're
Trust me,
one
it
of
feels like
those.
it's taken a while, though.
That's not a long
No,
time.
man.
That's not a long time. You're one of those. You're one of those freaks. You're one of those freaks that can just do it after 3.5 years.
No, you know, I wish. I like, it feels like probably about the last 4 or 5 paintings, I'm finally getting this, and I'm finally hitting this thing where I feel like I can almost do what I want to do without throwing the iPad across the room,
Uh-huh.
that kind of thing. And but I don't know. I remember watching a video of, was it Anthony Jones, that robot pencil guy, and he was talking about painting, and he said, you know, just try and do a painting every day if you can. And so I just kind of took that to heart, and
Mhm.
I do, you know, maybe one or two paintings a day. Like, they weren't fully rendered or anything like that,
Right.
but I was just trying to just pump out work. And the more I started to use it, the more I just got used to it, and finding forms and trying different things. And yeah, but it feels like it's taken a long time for me anyway.
What? Whatever. Whatever. You're one of those. You're one of those. It's amazing. That's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, so all right. I want to get into your history because I'm fascinated now, how you wound up here and learned how to paint like that in 3 years. So what have you been creating your entire life? I mean, were you an art kid and all that stuff?
um, yeah, I think, well, my mum used to draw a lot,
Mhm.
and she do like draw these really beautiful portraits. And I've got 2 other brothers. I'm the middle one, and we all just kind of drew as well. Like, we draw pictures of Michael Jackson. We draw all these pop stars and stuff like
Yep.
that. And we all kind of stopped for a while, and then as I got older, when I was about 18, I joined a band and stuff like that. I was really into music, and I
Oh
just
yeah.
pushed the art to the side.
What what
Yeah,
what what instrument?
singing.
Oh, no way. How
Yeah,
cool. Yeah. I did
yeah,
that. I did that too, and kind of pushed everything else away for like 10 years. I was trying to do it, but I had my day job in makeup effects, so I was still kind of
yeah.
creating artwork. But anyway, keep going.
Okay.
Sorry.
And then I know I kind of just lost interest in playing in a band. And I know there was a point in time where, I was living with my brother and his now wife in Sydney, and she brought home a HR Giga book.
Mm,
And oh fuck, I don't know, like, it was just so full on. Like,
yeah.
and I thought, man, I I just want to draw now. I want to see if I can do like surreal monsters and stuff like that. And at the start, like, my stuff turned out like his, but
Yeah.
worse.
what
Um, like, pretty bad.
what age are you at this point?
I'm about 26.
Oh shit. See, you're a late starter with all this stuff. I'm telling you, you're a genius or
Yeah.
something. You're a freaky genius. Okay. Keep going.
And then and I kind of kept that up when I moved down to Melbourne in about 2000. And yeah, I lived by myself for probably about 8 years or so. And during that time, I was just drawing every night when I'd get home from work.
Mhm.
And I just kept drawing and drawing. And I was, I'd buy art books and stuff like that. just art books of artists, that I like and stuff
Right.
like that, and I've been inspired by that. And yeah, and it wasn't until I mean, what am I? I'm 48 now, and yeah, it's probably at the last. And I've been drawing up until about 45, and yeah, and I just decided. I want to do I want to have some rich blacks in there and stuff like that. And I
Right.
don't know how to do that with pencil. I don't know. I was learning from books like anatomy books and stuff like that, as far as doing bodies and stuff like that. I've got books just filled with doodles of body parts. And I just kept
Right.
doing them over and over again until I could start to get comfortable with that kind of stuff.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, yeah. And the digital stuff, yeah, I just kept hammering away at it. Like if you look back at my Instagram, you'll just see that they're very. I use the symmetry thing a lot
Right.
because it's quick and it helps me practice my bodies and it helps me try out some different forms. And now I've kind of ditched the symmetry thing because I'm more confident in doing
Right.
wilder shapes and asymmetrical kind of stuff. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And I've just kind of kept it up.
I'm looking here. Yeah, but that's what's great about, I love that about digital and the symmetrical aspect of it, even with like ZBrush and stuff like
Yeah.
that, is it's like it becomes a creative, something to kind of spark your creativity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you said, because it is fast, but it's also like, I don't know, there's something to be said about like flipping something and just seeing something, suddenly that you didn't take a lot of time to do or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's it's a good creative exercise, I think, working with symmetry in that way. Yeah, your
Oh,
stuff's
totally.
so
Yeah.
crazy good. I can't even believe it. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Amazing.
Oh, there's a few shockers in there. Trust me.
Bullshit. This stuff's all amazing. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, so cool. So cool. So cool.
Well, you were a catalyst in all this as well. Like
Well,
that story I want to tell you.
yeah, what's the story? I appreciate that.
Okay,
That's
so
cool.
when I'd moved down to Melbourne and I'd moved into a place by myself after living with my brother and living with some other people, like, oh God, I mean the internet wasn't, I didn't have the internet at my place, so I'd have to go down to an internet cafe.
Oh my God. Wow.
And I'd go and I'd look up your work. I'd go to your website. I'd get prints of your work at home, to take home with me. And yeah, and you'd be putting up stuff. I don't know. It felt like you're putting up stuff, maybe once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks, that I got to see, some stuff from you, and I just loved it. I loved it because is somebody's drawing monsters all the time, and it was inspiring. It was really inspiring for me.
That's so cool. So
Oh man, I love your work.
oh, thanks. I appreciate it. That's an honor for me.
Sure.
Yeah, seriously. So you were just drawing, you weren't painting before you were doing this?
No, I mean I did a little bit of painting in high school, but it was more just
It doesn't count.
copying things.
That doesn't count. When you're this good at painting, it doesn't count. I'm just kidding. I'm just giving you shit, but I really, it's my way of complimenting you. Really, is what it is. But really, what you have is like you really have a different vision that I have never seen before. And I can see elements of Giger and Barlow, but it's like you can see that with all of us. Beksinski, it's like, all of us. You can see that our influences in our work, but still, you're doing stuff that just is like, it's so far outside of what I'm used to seeing. I just love that. I love that about it. I love that it's so unexpected. Every time I see your stuff, I'm like, totally takes me by surprise. I'm like, damn, fuck, he did it. It's so awesome. But it's just amazing. But So did you have it in your mind to like turn this into a career, like a full-time career, or was that like kind of your goal, or is that something
Um,
you're
I mean,
trying to do,
it's
or?
some, yeah, it's kind of something I'm trying to do. Like I work another job as well. I'm a personal trainer as well.
Yeah, I talked to that when I was talking to Ash Dark today, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
and she wanted to. I got this. She does the mentorship thing with me, and on my Patreon, and she was trying to get it tonight, and I'm like, I can't do it tonight. I got to do a fellow Aussie artist, and then we start talking about you. She's like, oh, he's so awesome. He's a personal trainer. I was like, what? He's like incredible artist, and he's a personal trainer. So you're like this total mystery to me.
I guess it is pretty weird.
It's totally weird. It's like, people generally don't equate artistic, especially like real strong artistic talent with like athletics and stuff. It's like sports and artistic talent often are kind of on
they're kind of opposites in a way,
yeah,
aren't they?
except for Zeta. For Zeta was as
Now he's in a
apparently
bodybuilding,
yeah,
wasn't
he
he?
was into bodybuilding, but he was also like he almost became a professional baseball player because he was so good as a kid. He was going to
Oh
become a
wow.
professional baseball player, but he went with art. So he's like another one of those freaks like you, one of those genius freaky guys. And then my stepdad also was a painter, but he was also like a football captain of the football team. He was really good at football. So, but I just was never. I'm more traditional in that way, not very athletic myself. But
Did you play sports when you were growing up? Anything like?
not, I used to be really into motorcycle riding, and like I started getting into
Oh yeah.
motor dirt bike racing. Like
Oh yeah.
I was really into that. So it's like if it was something I was interested in, I could be athletic, like motocross bikes, regular bikes, doing jumps. Like I was way crazy and doing crazy jumps and stuff like that, and riding all these trails and stuff. But that's about it sports wise. I remember one year in like the third grade, I was really good at kickball. Do you guys have kickball where it's like
I don't know. I've never
you
heard of it.
like
What's
it's
that?
like a rubber ball, and then you kind of like it's almost like baseball, but you roll the ball on the ground, and instead of hitting it with a bat, you kick it with your foot, and then you run around the bases. I don't know. It's some dumb American game, I guess. But one one year I was really good, and that was it. It was so weird. It was like I just suddenly was good out of nowhere, and then I sucked again after that. I don't know what happened.
You still got that year you can always think back on, Jeff.
So wow, yes, okay. So yeah. Just as I thought, you've got a pretty interesting story and not traditional, which makes sense because your designs are not traditional either. So maybe that has something to do with it. Because you weren't like the obsessive art kid that I expected you would be to be as good as you are as an adult. A lot of times it's like those people are like always creating art, and that's their identity as a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that didn't. No,
That's
no, that
interesting.
didn't really hit me till later on in my like late 20s, early 30s kind of thing.
Right. That's interesting.
Um,
What a trip.
maybe I mean, but I've always kind of liked the dark stuff. I
Okay.
don't know, like in general, like I've got these early memories of when I was a kid. We got the Master of the Universe figures, and
Mm-hmm.
all I wanted was Skeletor and the whole bad guys. And, because I don't know, just love the look of them.
Yeah.
Sorry,
No,
sorry.
yeah, the villains are always so much more interesting.
Oh, definitely.
I always liked the villains for some reason. It just seemed cooler. Even when they were evil, I knew they were evil. I didn't like that they were evil, but they still seemed like cooler somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's like the bad boyfriend that
Not
you
good for
know,
you.
yeah, it's totally thick. But yeah, and I noticed that like when I collected Star Wars figures when I was really young, and I just wanted Darth Vader and the rest of all those bad guys.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then, yeah. and then when we were never allowed to watch horror movies when we were growing up.
Oh, really? What a shame.
Yeah, like we didn't have a video player or anything like that, and it sucked.
Yeah.
But when I'd go to a friend's place and we'd go to the video store, like I just remember, always going to the horror section and I was thinking, oh, all these crazy pictures, and like I'll never forget seeing the Evil Dead cover.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
with Ash and all those hands coming towards him, and he's got a chainsaw and shit. And I was, what the fuck's he need a chainsaw for? Like, what the fuck is going on here? It looks so awesome, So I was always visually kind of arrested by that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's
And
like it's like
never left me.
yeah. I wonder. It's again. I mean, it feels it's like genetic or something.
Yeah.
It's weird. I mean, I've talked about it many times. I could follow back a trail to childhood trauma and how I got into horror, maybe that way. But most people have had childhood trauma, and not everybody likes horror. And a lot of people that didn't have childhood trauma love horror. So it's like, it feels like, I don't know. To me, it feels kind of like a cross wiring of the brain or something, like aesthetic. Yeah. Like aesthetically, we're, normal people would like to look at flowers, and aesthetically we're liking to look at the guy with the chainsaw and the blood. I don't know what it is, but I guess that's what makes life interesting. It doesn't matter ultimately,
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, I mean, if I had kids and they were into stuff like that, I'd go for it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I was denied those things when I was a kid, like as far as like those movies, and I'd only see them when I'd go to friends' places that
right.
that I just crave them even more, kind of thing.
Yeah. There's an attraction though. There's definitely like some kind of weird attraction, and it's also, I don't know. It seems like young boys, but not all of them. It's just weird. People are just weird. I'm thinking about like, I know I knew friends that were just not into horror at all when they were little kids. Sorry, that was my wife. But anyway, all this is just it's all just off into the weeds. So you've been just creating this work, and kind of, have you gotten any gigs from it, like paying gigs or anything at this point?
Yeah, it was fun. Last year, during our second lockdown here in Melbourne, I had a video game company contact me about designing some characters.
Smart video game company.
Well, so I mean that was really awesome. So I ended up saying yes to it, and
you did that while you worked the day job? You kind of did that on off hours?
No, because I wasn't working the day job.
Oh, then. That's right, personal trainer. Yeah.
You couldn't. So this came in real handy because the money was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really good, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't even know what to ask for as far as pay.
Right.
So it was lucky. I contacted John Chen. You know John?
Yeah. He's amazing.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I contacted another guy who's done some film work and some games as well, and they both gave me about the exact number.
Oh, really cool. Okay.
Yeah, and so then it was weird because when I told them my fee, I was expecting to go, fuck off, idiot. You're not getting that. but they paid me that. It was amazing. and my girlfriend was going, no, they'll pay you the money. They will. I'm thinking, probably overcharged. I'm not going to get this gigs. And then I ended up getting it. It was great. Like I didn't get hassled once during it. Like nobody was busting my balls to get these images quick. And it went on for probably about 3 months. It was really good.
Oh, how cool. That must have been really fun.
Oh, it was. The imposter syndrome at the start was through the roof, Chet.
I
I
bet.
was fucking, oh, I was thinking, oh, they're gonna find out. They're gonna find out. Oh shit. But then
Oh
I don't know,
god.
it's just slowly left as you know, as I kept doing more.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Um,
you didn't keep working for them, or have you had opportunities to? I
no, I
imagine
think
you'd be so in demand as a creature designer for games and stuff.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know because I can only see myself from what I do. I don't know what other people see. But I don't know. I mean, I'd always take some again if there was it was the right kind of thing, and I
But
could
you
do
haven't
it.
even really promoted yourself that way. It's not like you're actively seeking out work or anything in that way, right?
No, I
Yeah.
haven't. It's really weird that way. Like I don't even hashtag anything anymore. Like I just can't be bothered, and and I've had some really good opportunities come along, which I haven't like. Everything's kind of come to me, and I
Mm,
haven't seeked it out, and it's been really good. I kind of do it on my terms, and I kind of like it.
yeah, that's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's been really cool. And I don't know what I'm gonna like. All I want to do is just keep doing more. Like I'd like to do some prints as well. Get into the NFT thing.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I'd like to try and do some movie work. If there's any cool monster stuff I could do for movie work, it'd be really fun.
Yeah.
Um, just something weird or different. Um,
So you don't have like you don't have like a clear path or clear goal you're going for. It's more like you want to try out all of these different things to see what they're like and to do it and just kind of it's a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. I mean, and I'd like to just I guess I'm like I want to have my online shop. I've got to get that set up,
Mm-hmm.
so I can sell my prints.
Yeah.
I don't really know what else to do with my stuff. I mean, it'd be nice to have like a gallery showing. I just don't know you know, where they'd put like digital art. I guess I just make
Yeah, yeah.
prints and frame them.
That's the thing, I've told the story many times, especially on these Twitter spaces where we're talking NFTs. I remember going to galleries with Cam DeLeon. You know Cam
Yeah,
DeLeon,
yeah,
and he's a
amazing.
genius, amazing, and all digital. He's been doing oil painting the last few years, but I mean, up to that point, he was
Yeah,
all digital. And I remember going to galleries with him, trying to get basically I'm tagging along with him because he's like so far ahead of me in his career, but he's trying to get these gallery shows, and they're basically saying this stuff's great, but we can't give you a show because it's digital. Nobody buys digital prints. So it's like a guy like Cam is getting turned away. And this is 15 years ago. There was just, being digital, it
it's
was
weird. Isn't it?
impossible to monetize. But again, NFTs changes everything for digital artists. It's like you kind of don't need to do any of the other stuff unless you just want to do it, like to do it,
Yeah,
to have a gallery show, because NFTs are the gallery show for artists
yeah,
like and you don't have to worry about switching it up and becoming an oil painter to try and start this traditional fine art career. You can, your stuff is already ready to go for NFTs, because it's made for you. I'm like, as a painter, I mean, and I used to do digital stuff, but I have to kind of get back into it. But as a painter, it's like I'm kind of coming into this space that was really more meant for digital artists
yeah.
initially, so it's more made for you than it is for me, really. So,
Well, that's why you got the reputation though, which will help, which helps with you.
right.
I think as well. I mean, I want this NFT thing to be the future for the digital stuff. I think it'd be great, and give all the digital artists a chance to
Yeah.
make it. But yeah, I just want it for everybody. I guess it'd be nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody can get a slice of this pie. Why not?
Yep. I
Why not?
agree. It's big enough, I think. It's big enough.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
lot of people, I don't know if I mentioned it on the Bain Art. I don't want to get too down the NFT thing on here, but
yeah, that's okay.
but on the, I don't know if I mentioned on the Bainart podcast where we talked all NFTs, but someone told me fairly recently that, you know, some of these people that are buying, that are collectors, they bought, you know, Ethereum's like $3,000 at Ethereum now, or 2,600. It's like hovering, it's going up and down because the market's so volatile. But you know, some of these people bought Ethereum when it was like $10 or $20, and so now they're like multimillionaires or billionaires with just all this Ethereum sitting there in their wallets. So it's like you've got all these people with tons of money. You know, it's like spending 10 grand on an NFT is nothing to them. It's like a penny or less than a penny to them because they just struck it rich with this crazy new technology because they invested in the right thing. Or I know it's so weird. Life is
mental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of there's a lot of people like that are just, you know, want to buy art and do something with their Ethereum. So we just got to find the ones that like monsters.
Yeah, exactly. Find those bastards.
They're out there. They're out there.
Well, it's better to get the money while you're alive.
Yeah.
Like when you're dead, everybody else cleans up off you, you know?
Absolutely. So any other like professional gigs other than the gaming company?
No, nothing right now.
So crazy. It's crazy. It's so everyone listening, you're gonna, you know, people are gonna listen back to this in like 5 years and be like, that's when he was just right before he totally blew up huge. Listen to him, and now he's some hot shot. Won't talk to any of us. Just kidding.
I will. Of course I will.
I'm just kidding.
Well, that'd be awesome if it happens. That would be fantastic.
Yeah. No question in my mind. So okay, you got to talk about the tool poster.
The tool poster, geez, that was so cool. And I don't know whether Alan helped. Like, I think Alan helped out with that, Alan Williams, in a way. I remember I did a fan kind of poster thing using that same image, and I just kind of cropped in the tool logo, and I put it up on my Facebook page and Instagram, I think. And Alan had been in contact with me, like he'd sent me a really nice message probably a couple of months before, and then when I stuck up that picture, he contacted me and he said, I hope you don't mind. I've sent that to Adam. I think you'll like it. I was like, man, I don't mind. Fuck, that's so awesome. You know? So I was geeking out about that. And then it was probably a couple of months later on that Adam sent me a message through Instagram, and I couldn't even look at that message for like half an hour. Like I could see it come up on my phone, but I was just like, you know, I had to walk around the house for a bit. I was so nervous. I told my girlfriend, I said, oh, Adam sent me a message, but I can't open it. I'm so nervous.
Should have had her look at it first.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, true. And then and then I opened up and read it. You know, he said, I heard you'd like to do a tool post, and you know, for a show. And hell yeah, it'd be awesome. And yeah, and then that's just how that came about. And
that's so cool.
Oh, it was so cool. And it was funny, like once that happened, like when the actual poster came out, Alan just sent me a message laughing, saying I knew it, kind of thing. Said, you know, you did it. So yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool.
That's great.
I love those guys forever, man.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, I mean, there's some questions I want to ask you about working on the videos.
Oh yeah.
On the tool videos. Yeah.
Go ahead.
The first one you did was Stinkfist, was it? Did you work on Stinkfist?
Yeah, but that was like filling in. I came in for I did like the tumor back thing where the little, I don't know if you remember at the end, he's got like a
Yeah,
tumor.
yeah, I remember.
So I
Yeah.
sculpted that, and then I went on set, and I don't know if I applied it, but I did like random makeups. I helped Cam do the body painting for 2 days. And then I did some various, I was like a fill-in guy. I did some prosthetic stuff for Stink
Okay.
Fist. And then after that is when I started like heading up the effects crew for
For
the
Schism, was it?
yes, or Anima, and I think Anima was the first one, and then Schism, and then Parabola,
Yeah.
and then Vicarious. I did like some digital design work that they ended up using for the 3D character in it.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Alex Gray kind of designed the internal world, and then I
yeah,
designed like the outer world where it was all like desolate
yeah.
and creepy, and then Alex was all like psychedelic and colorful.
Well, when you were working on the Schism one, did Adam already have those designs for the bodies of like the male and the female, as far as like the structure of them and stuff like that? Or was that one of your
Yeah,
designs?
yeah, it was. I think it was Cam did the body painting kind of design with Adam. Adam art directs everything, so
Yeah,
it was like I think a joint between them. And then for the male guy's face, the male figure,
yeah,
that was, every video Adam used to throw me a bone and be like, you design something, I don't have an idea for it. And then I would give him designs and he would pick something. And that was the thing I got to design, that his head, basically, that was kind of like weird black eyes and the
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
weird
yeah.
X shape for the mouth.
That was a great design, dude.
Oh,
That was
thanks.
really awesome.
Thanks. Yeah. And so we did it like a silicone pullover mask, real simple, but it was translucent, and it looked
Yeah.
pretty cool, and did a neck prosthetic. Um, yeah, I love, I wish they kept doing videos, because there's so much,
Oh, it's so creative. Yeah, creativity.
creatively fulfilling. You bust your ass, but I don't know that I could do it at this age, actually. The it's crazy hours, but creatively it's just so much fun. It's so
Yeah,
cool working with him. Him and I click well when we're designing and stuff. It's like we have, I guess, a similar aesthetic, or we just,
yeah, yeah,
some people you just click with.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like that. So yeah, those were fun days, man. I remember
I
working
bet.
36 hours straight one time. That was the longest I ever did.
Shit.
It was
Holy shit. It's worth it
insane.
though, man, because it's all on screen. It looks beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
I love those videos. Like, I'd watch them. Yeah. I mean, I just videotape them from the TV and I just watch them over and over. They're so cool
Yeah,
visually to look
they're
at.
just so amazing. They're so
There was
amazing.
nothing like that at the time. To me, there still kind of is nothing like that
Yeah. Yeah.
around, you know?
Yeah. It's its own thing. That's the thing of
Yeah.
working in the film business. Is sometimes you'll do the 36 hours and then the movie's a piece of shit. And then it's
Yeah.
like terrible. I feel like an idiot for doing that. But then when do you get, a result like the Schism video, you're like, it was worth it. I'm glad I did it. I would do it again.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
just have to cattle prod you onto the set.
it's just, as an artist, it's so satisfying, and really the opposite of what so many film jobs are like.
Yeah.
Because it's always, not always, but so often, you're, even if you're just designing, what finally makes it to the screen is like nothing like what you were trying to do, unless
Yeah.
it's a good director that lets you do your thing, like Guillermo or Adam.
Which brings me on to my next one. Yeah,
Okay.
mate. Because I love that Chamberlain design that you did for Hellboy 2.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it was really cool. Even that whole scene was amazing.
Yeah.
And the set and everything like that looked beautiful. Were you there? during that time, or
No,
did you just design it in the workshop and
yeah.
or send it
I
off?
didn't go on set. I think they shot it in Prague,
Yeah,
and I didn't go on set. No, I didn't go on set. No. My friend Jim Beinke, I think, kind of took care of. He put the, he made the costume. We kind of worked together. He made the costume, and I made the designed the character and sculpted it and painted it and stuff. And then they had a makeup artist. I think it was a guy named Tom Flouts, who's really great, that glued it on because it was like a mechanical uh prosthetic kind. It was like an animatronic head, like a mask that he put on, and then it had to be glued to his mouth. It had to be glued to his mouth, so it was his
yeah.
lower Doug Jones. So it was like his lower lip. It was glued around his mouth, and then another prosthetic was put over his lip to blend it all together. So it was like a mechanical mask that had to be glued on, and he couldn't see shit. I cut these little slits, in
Yeah.
these wrinkles that went down, and there were, and it was like, and the nose had a hole, but it just, he couldn't really see anything.
It
Luckily,
wasn't helping.
he didn't have to do that much. Luckily, because
Yeah.
Doug Jones is like, he'll take the punishment and just keep, he's amazing,
Yeah.
and keep working and with a
Did
smile.
I don't know. I don't know how the hell he does it. All that makeup, like
Yeah, it's got
just
an
sitting
either.
there getting it all done.
Yeah.
And was he the guy that did the cathedral head? Was he acting as? Could you do the cathedral
Yeah.
head character?
Yeah. I think he was in the Cathedral Head too.
All right.
Yeah.
Now I have to ask you about Mountains of Madness. Did you work on the designs for that, dude?
Yeah. For the pitch meeting. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It was going to be the most amazing movie ever. It was so sad when it didn't happen. Yeah. I did some of the best designs I think I've ever done for movies on that. Like
What were
photos.
these sculptures
I
that
did
you were doing? Or
I did one
paint?
sculpture, maquette sculpture. I can't really talk about it. That's the problem. But
Oh,
and
okay,
I did some photoshops,
yeah.
like transformation kind of things. It was like, The Thing. It was like John Carpenter's The Thing times 100, which is way more effects and way more crazy stuff. It was really great. So, but maybe he'll be able to do it one of these days.
Well, it's heard. I mean, I don't know whether it's true, but then Netflix are thinking about
Oh, really?
putting up some cash for it. Yeah. So
That would be amazing. I would
hopefully,
love to work on that.
yeah.
I would love to work on that. Yeah, that'd be incredible.
Yeah, you could do those 36-hour days again.
Yeah. I'd go back in the shops to do that, to work on that show. I'd go back.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, back to you.
God.
How do you
Yes.
how do you go about starting when you're creating these pieces? I mean, what's your design process? Do you have an idea in your head, or do you just kind of like start messing around? Do you see those things? And then I can't imagine you're seeing those things. Maybe you are, though.
I may have like a vague image. Like it's always kind of starts with a figure. It's always a figure for some reason. And then I just let the rest go as it goes, and you just kind of add and subtract. But just try certain lines. I just want to see something I've never seen before, or something I'd love to see in a movie. And even if I just put like a big brush stroke across it with my pen, think, just across like its abdomen or something like that, or its head, and just distort something, and then just try and make it smooth. And I don't know. I have a thing. I guess I know what I want while I'm doing it. I kind of want the elegance of HR, as far as the figure goes. I kind of want a bone thing of something, Wayne Barlow-esque or something, with a bit of the flair of Alan Williams, but I want to make it my own and just push it even further, kind of thing. I just want to make an impossible monster in a way, like something that, that exists in the paint realm, but I don't know whether it could exist in real life, but it'd be so fucking cool if it did. Because I just want to touch it. Like, I want to touch all these ribbings and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's one of the things that I really like about I guess Giger too, for that matter. Giger did that as well, but Beksinski kind of did a lot of stuff where it's like figure, but then it's like peeling up from a surface in a weird way, like they're coming out of a surface, totally just like mind fuck kind of impossible things. And and that just takes, it takes like a real, like, I don't, not to sound cheesy, but like courage, artistic courage to do that, because it's so, I have trouble doing that, like getting that weird, because it's, you've got, this built-in repetition. And so to break out and do something so weird, which I kind of tried to do with my chaos show, but even then, if you look at the pieces, still they're, well, not all of them, but most of them could be sculpted probably, and but I tried to push it and get a little weirder, but your stuff is so much weirder. I'm like envious of that, that freedom you have, I guess what it is, like this kind of freedom to be able to, I don't know, consider that it doesn't have to make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love
I know what you mean. I do.
I love it.
I think I know one of the pieces you're talking about where you went pretty kind of weird. There was that one with the eyes that had that stretch across kind of look.
Right. And
really
the mouth
cool.
is kind of stretching, and
yeah, I really like that one as well.
Oh, thanks. But even that one though, it's like I have this I think it's because my background in effects, I'm so used to designing things that that you could kind of sculpt in a way. So it's, for me, it's more, it's not as easy to do. Not saying it's easy for you to do, but it's hard for me to do that. And so when I see work like yours, or Alan Williams as well, doing that kind of like impossible, weird, surrealist stuff, or Vanessa Lemon is another one. She was, I don't know if you know Vanessa Lemon. She was on the podcast. Oh, her stuff. You'll love her stuff. You'll absolutely love it. But with the chaos paintings, I was sort of not trying to rip her off, but inspired by what she was doing, where it was like a lot of abstract shapes, and then kind of, but making figurative stuff within the abstract shapes. And I tried to do it, and I couldn't. It's like they ended up being my guys, which is fine, which is good, but because that's what counts, is if you're happy with it, and the paintings are good. But you know how it is, you see artists that you look up to that are doing stuff that's different, and you're like, oh man, I want to do that too. I want to somehow try and incorporate that in some way. We all do that, I think.
Oh, totally. Like, I love getting on Instagram and just looking at, like, just going through artists that I like and seeing if they've posted some new stuff, and seeing what they've done new, or if there's something in there that I can rip off in my own certain way, or I don't know. Yeah, I think that's healthy, and it's a cool thing to do. And we all do it. I think we all do it in a way.
There's there's no original image, truly. There's like, everything is based on things that we've seen. It's like the only original thing is how we organize it, because everything from the moment we're babies is like, you're basing all of your imagination on everything that you see around you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. Well, man, you were like, for me with you, like when I'd see your art, every time you'd have a different looking face. And I kept thinking, how the fuck does he keep coming up with all these different designs on the faces? Like, and he just kept going and going and going. It's like, fuck, this guy's like a never-ending well of full faces. And I, you know, this is when I was starting. I was like, fuck, this is so hard to think of it. But I don't know. It just seemed to come really easy for you.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess it's like a grass is always greener situation, you know, you like, you know, I'm envious of you being able to do these things. And you're talking about, you know, being envious, me coming up with these faces, but it's like, we're both doing our own thing. I don't know. I was going through and seeing old studies on my Facebook timeline the other day, like studies I don't take good photos of. I just take a phone picture to sell it online. All my you know, final paintings I take to the photographer, so I have a catalog and I can make prints. But man, I've probably got more study creature designs than I have like regular paintings over the years. I've done so many of these studies and they pop up my timeline like, shit, I got to make that into a big painting. That's really cool. And it was just like something, you know, just was kind of like painting for the hell of it, or I needed pay some bills. So I was messing around, and I don't know. It's always been about the face to me for you know, and again, that might go back to my makeup effects training too, but I love all the, you know, the emotion in the face, and I like to make them kind of slightly human in a way. But you know, your stuff it's not what you're doing. You know what I mean? It's not, your stuff doesn't require that same thing where it's like facial character. It's more about, to me, it seems like more about the figure and the design of the overall figure, you know, whereas mine are more like about, I don't know, motions in the face. It seems like, maybe, I don't know.
But that's cool. Like,
yeah, it's
that's why we're all different. Yeah, because your monsters, they're like monsters, but they've got that human, those human like subtlety, facial expressions, or things that we can relate to.
Right.
You know, just from talking to somebody and seeing different expressions and stuff like that. I think that's what, I don't know. I think that's what draws people into your stuff.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's true. It's a way for people to relate. People relate to them because they see feelings in them that they've experienced, or you know, they feel bad for them. You know, how would you? I was thinking, you know, like, to me, your characters seem like, who I was talking to. Who was I talking to? Oh, I forget. We're gonna be like almost 233 or something. This episode is. There's so many podcasts now, I can't even remember them all. But Dan Fisher, I think, and I was asking him how he saw his creatures, because I was saying they're kind of like aliens to him, but he was thinking entities, you know, rather than aliens. And I don't know that how you even think about your creatures, but to me, they really feel like, they feel like entities. They feel like spiritual beings to me. Like, you know, you could say demonic, I guess, but I don't see it as demonic. It just seems like other dimensional, and you're probably not even thinking in that way, but to me, I see like, you know, when you hear about other dimensional beings, they probably would look more like what you're doing than what most people think they would look like, you know, like angels with robes and so, you know what I mean? Just like, or aliens, or the typical gray alien thing. It's probably, it would be, you know, if you believe that sort of thing, it would be something like what you're doing, which is just like, your brain can barely understand what it's seeing, but it's still got a physical form to it. I don't know. What are your thoughts on on who they are really, or what they are.
I do think that they're old, like it's something that maybe it's just buried so deep, deep, deep in the earth. Like it's an old thing that's just always been there. And
Kind of Lovecraftian, like the old
yeah,
ones
kind
type
of,
thing.
yeah, in a way, yeah. And I kind of thought about like there'd be this. I don't know. For some reason, I made up this little story in my head of there'd be probably a massive river of blood down there
Hmm.
for any of the people that have died on top of the earth. That blood would run down. That would keep them sustained underneath the earth, kind of thing.
That's cool.
But and and the skeletons that get buried get pushed further and further down into the earth, and they're kind of messed with by the creatures that are down there, and then formed, and then everything's. I don't. It sounds weird. I know it kind of sounds weird and stupid, but I make up these little stories in my head about.
I like it. I think it's cool.
And then kind of form them in a way, and add parts of different skeletons to them, and try and elongate them and stuff like that. Yeah, that's
pretty
beautiful
cool.
way.
What do you
Oh,
do you have like a name for them, like a type
no,
of? Okay.
no, and I don't really know. Like, I think that there's a red piece I put up. I just called red hell
Mhm.
because I've always just like the sound of that word.
Yeah.
But I never name any of them. I know. I know. I just don't. I don't want to name them in a way.
That's like
Um,
that's the Beksinski approach, which is
is it?
cool. Yeah, Beksinski never named any of his paintings. They're all
All right.
untitled. Yeah, which I always thought was the coolest thing ever. It's like it's just like it's the opposite of what I did, which is I made a whole book where I the dystopia book where it's like all explains what they are. Um, and I remember when we were setting out to do the book, I was like, that was the main reason I almost didn't do it, because I was thinking that if you're telling people too much about it, you're giving something up to get that.
Yeah.
So I'm giving up the mystery for this cool book and the story and the so you know it was a toss up, because you do give something up,
It's
because
compromise. That's what you
yeah,
need
it's
to
a
do.
compromise,
Yeah.
because it's pretty amazing to just leave people hanging like that and not give them any explanation, no titles. It's like, it's cool. I'm kind of envious of that approach. I guess I like artists that do that, you know, but I just am not like that. I guess I just don't do it, or I
Yeah. Everybody's different.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I just kind of thought anybody who looks at them or whatever, they can come up with their own name if they feel like something, or yeah, I know.
I like that. I think it's cool.
Oh,
It's like Beksinski's one of my favorite quotes he said was, I don't know what my paintings mean, and I also don't care to know what they mean. Like, he doesn't even
uh,
care what they mean. That's like the coolest thing you could
just like
possibly say.
just like doing them and putting them out in the world.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
I remember hearing you say that once you've done with the work, like you're done. Like you
yeah,
don't hold any attachment to it and stuff like that. I've kind of been the same. Like I
yeah.
was at the start when I was drawing, and I don't know. I think now, because I just want to just make more work, more work.
Right.
Once I'm done, I'm just kind of done as well, and it's
Yeah.
more freeing that way. Like I don't want to be attached to this thing
Well, I
too long. I
mean,
want to start the next one.
right, right. I mean, it's not. Do you sit and like look at them? Like, I never sit and enjoy I mean, I'll look at them one, especially if I have ones from a while that I've had for years. I'll definitely
Mm.
look at them if I have one hanging up or something. and look
Yeah.
at it and go, oh, I did a good job, or oh, that's not very good, or whatever. But I don't keep them around like to admire them in the way a collector would. It's like, I never understood that, because we're sitting there like we know these things better than anybody because we're making them. Another thing I've said before with I forget who it was, but we'll never be able to see our paintings the way most people see them. Like, we're the only person that will have that experience of that painting. Like, we will see that way different than anyone else does because we've made it from nothing. So we can't even see them, like we kind of can't see them objectively in a weird way.
Yeah, I equate it to when my girlfriend always says, "Oh, you make a really good sandwich." I said, "Really?" Like, but then if I make myself a sandwich, it's boring. If Kelly, if if my partner makes me a sandwich, it always tastes really good. I think it's knowing what's gone into it,
right? Yeah.
Knowing the secrets behind it all, and how it's all been constructed. That I know you don't. It's not as pleasurable as somebody else making you one.
Right. Exactly.
I really think it's that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we know how the sausage is made, and when you know how the sausage is made, it's you still love to make sausage, but you don't want to sit and eat sausage all day, I guess. You like to make it.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't like that's what it is. You don't like to eat it necessarily. You don't love to eat it. You don't have the passion for eating it. You have the passion for making it.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to make it way more than I want to look at art. I do love to look at it, but the thing that I immediately want to do when I get inspired, when I see your stuff, I want to just start painting. You get inspired to create something.
All right, cool. Yeah, well, it makes me think of oh shit, I lost my fucking train of thought then.
Well, you listen to the podcast, I do that pretty much.
No, what I was going to say is
every podcast.
Yeah, true. I did see you on another podcast say that as well. What was it? I think you just need time away from it. Like, after you finish a piece, like, because once I put something up on Instagram, I find it hard to look at it again. Like, I know whether I'm nervous to look at it, or I don't know. I just feel like I'll put it up on Instagram and then I won't even look at it.
Right.
And I won't even look. Like, once I bring it up, once I go to my own page, I'll scroll right past the very start of all the paintings and look through some older ones because maybe it's just too new or something like that.
Right.
But I found, like, I was looking at some of my older paintings I did in 2019 up until now, just to see if there was a big difference. And I noticed a difference. It was really cool. It was kind of cool to look back at the older ones now. Like,
right.
Yeah.
I was just doing that for because I went through, I think I said this on. That's the hard thing about having a podcast that you're doing every week, is that, and getting old, is that you're always fucking not wanting to repeat yourself, and then you do it anyway. And so it's so frustrating.
It happens.
But anyway, I'm just gonna do it. But I think on the Toddler Pillars episode, we were talking about or maybe not. See, now I'm getting the Twitter Spaces mixed up because I've been doing these meetings on there. Anyway, I've been going through all of my paintings from my website to look through to see what would make a good NFT to animate, because I know how to do animation and After Effects and stuff. And I've been wanting to do it for years, so I'm excited about doing it. And I was looking back at my old stuff that was in shows, all of it sold, it was all sold.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that is not as good as I remember it. There was some stinkers in there. There was some that it's like, oh, I shouldn't have that on the website. But I think it was the first time I really had a clear vision of myself as an artist, like over time. And I was looking at my early paintings, and what I noticed was that every time I had a show, I'd look at each block of paintings, each series. The older the show, the more like misses I had. Like some of them didn't quite make it and weren't quite as good as the others, and there was more of those back there. And the further I got in my career, the less misses I had. The less like unrealized paintings. I was able to consistently make better paintings in a show. Like early on, it was like you still show the thing, but you got like 3 or 4 of them that you're just like, it's not that great, but you put it in the show anyway. And I guess it's because back then I was still learning how to paint, really. So I wasn't sure I could nail it every time.
Yeah, but it's all just experience, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, the more you keep doing it, the more you're going to get hits.
Yeah.
It just sometimes takes a while for all those hits to come together and, and meld beautifully, kind of thing.
Yeah. And at this point, I know what.
How many paintings?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, at this point, it's like I know how to craft a painting. And so even if it's not like super popular or the best of the bunch, it's still at an acceptable level where I didn't miss the mark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it comes down to more like what people like. But I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I mean, how many paintings would you do a day? Like,
they're like,
don't just be talking like fully complete. Would you do a couple of studies a day, or?
Usually the studies, when I'm doing them, they take about 3 hours average for a study, for the little 5x7 study. So I could do, and I usually end up working like 6 hours a day. So it's probably a couple a day. I only am working the crazy 12-hour days if I have to, like I'm getting ready for a show. I try not to, but I find that, out of all the time, it's like there's maybe like 6 hours, 4 to 6 hours of good solid painting time, because then there's like checking your phone and not, you're not getting it, and you're just kind of like looking for something to put on the TV while you're painting and stuff. You're still in the studio, but you're not actually painting. But that's the weird thing about painting, is that you try to explain to people who don't paint, is that sometimes you'll spend 4 hours painting, you'll get a great session in, but all the good stuff happened in the last hour and a half. In the first 2.5 hours were just like, it's not flowing, it's not working. And then you get in the rhythm and the flow, and like, boom, you could like make 4 hours worth of progress in an hour and a half, kind of. So it takes like, you can't just, people don't realize you can't just sit down and start painting and pick up at the part where you're totally in the flow. It's like, it takes time to get into the flow, so you need a block of time. At least that's how it is for me. I can't just like jump on something. It's been, I'm going to put 20 minutes in on this painting today. It's, for me, I need to warm up and stuff.
Oh, great. Do you get angry any, like, with painting, or have you kind of learned that those angry thing, like, it's not worth getting angry over it anymore, and you just kind of just wait till it all starts to happen again?
Yeah, I get angry sometimes. I mean, the whole last show I did was started because I was angry, really pissed off, because I just was doing these studies and they were not clicking, and I didn't have any new ideas, and I just was not feeling it, and I just splattered up. I was so mad. I was like, hitting it with, just being an asshole to the painting, smashing it up. And I just grabbed some red paint and splattered it on, and some blue paint. And it was one of those, hey, that looks pretty good kind of thing. And then I went with that. It's hilarious. That started the whole Chaos series. And that was like my most popular series I ever did. And it was all because I just like got pissed off and threw a bunch of paint at the canvas. So crazy.
It worked, man. It worked.
Yeah, whatever
Holy
works.
shit. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, are you
God, I'd have that.
are
I'd have those moments of just like I really wanted to throw shit across the room. Yeah, now I just feel like no, it happens, There's no point getting angry. Just fucking chill out. It'll come.
yeah.
I had really bad block probably just like a few paintings ago where I thought, oh no, everything I'm doing is shit.
I've had those
Yeah, it's
moments.
all shit. I'm shit. And then
That just means you're an artist.
something happened, and I just tried something different, and you know,
Yeah. And then it's like, ooh, then you perk up again and you can do it. You get
yeah,
excited.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you do a lot of this just occurred to me. Do you do a lot of like, are you just painting or do you do a lot of like liquefying and moving things with the digital tools, or are you strictly painting?
I'm strictly painting, really.
Oh, really?
But that's only because I don't know how to use half the things that are on the app. Chet, I'm telling you, when I started digital painting, I've been using the same app that I started off with. I bought my iPad and all that kind of shit, and then I thought, all right, I want to get a free app. I don't want to fucking pay for anything because I'm a tired ass. And I've been using this app ever since, but I barely use any of the stuff that's across the top, and I just stick to pretty much one or two brushes. That's it. Because I
Wow.
don't want to overthink shit.
That's
And
great though.
but I'd like to know how to use all these other things. I don't know how. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know.
That's
Maybe I should watch a tutorial.
when I do stuff in Photoshop, I cannot resist the liquefy tool, which is like it just pushes everything that you've got. Like if you got a painting, it just pushes it and adjusts things. So it's almost like the painting's elastic and you're just kind of like pushing it. And it's like you can just do these, just little corrections if something's not right. It's so great. I love it. But what I got to know what that free program is you're using. Making all these masterpieces on a free program.
It's called Autodesk Sketchbook.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. It's just a free one, and I've just never looked. Yeah, it got the results that I wanted.
Yeah. Hey, whatever.
I don't need to change.
Are you doing layers and stuff? Or are you painting on a single layer? Or?
With some things, like I'll probably maximum maybe 3 layers, but normally one or 2 layers.
Wow.
I do the thing where I forget which fucking layer I'm on, and fuck, and I've been working on it for like half an hour. Shit.
Are you doing a lot of adjusting with your colors, with the sliders, or how much of that stuff are you doing?
Oh yeah. Like I'm doing quite a bit. Because a lot of people use those Wacom ones that have the and you can use the buttons and like paint. Yeah, I'm like I'll be painting and then I'll have to tap on something, tap kind of thing. I was going to get a Wacom. No, I used to have like one of those black Wacom things I plug into a laptop, and then I thought, oh, maybe I'll buy one of those bigger ones, and then but then I thought I don't like being stuck in one area. So now I just use the iPad. I just love using the iPad. I can just go anywhere, coffee shop, home, on the bed. Yeah, I just like using that.
Did you get the 12 the biggest one?
I think it's about a 12-inch.
Yeah,
12 maybe 13-inch kind of one. Yeah.
I think 12.9 is the biggest. That's what Gabe Leonard was saying. He loves painting on the iPad Pro, but he doesn't like the small area, the screen size. He wants it to be bigger. Yeah. So he's hoping they make a big ass iPad like this. That would be pretty cool.
I'd probably use it.
Yeah.
I don't know why Wacom just don't make one with a one that you can carry around like an iPad.
Right. Well, they got that Cintiq, but that thing's a nightmare. Or it's like the where you paint on the screen. It's like the computer screen. Have you seen those? It's like a big tablet, but
But
it's
isn't that just plugging into like you've
yeah,
got?
yeah. It's not a
But you
stand.
still have to have it plugged into a computer. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. It seems like I know that's a good idea. Why don't they just make one that's like the
That you
iPad that doesn't do
can go
all of the
everywhere.
other stuff? It's just for drawing. It's just for painting and like
Yeah.
maybe basic other things, but it doesn't have to be like have video or any of that stuff on it. Just like you give all that up to have a big screen and you can just carry it around, just basic internet on it to send files back and forth and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Maybe someone on the comments will mention something about it. I don't know if you put it up on YouTube.
Yeah, somebody has to be working on that, I'm sure, because so many people are using an iPad Pro for mostly for painting. And I know people complain about the screen size, but I was really into it. I got an iPad Pro and my Apple Pencil stopped working. And then my granddaughters started using it and they filled up with so many programs and videos that it's like you can't even use the thing. And it's like, because I didn't get enough memory in it. So the next one I get, I'm going to get the maximum memory. I'm going to pay the money. I'm not even going to deal with that anymore because it's like
keep it away from the grandkids.
So because it's just like I can't even do anything on it now, and it's like I'd have to go in and delete a bunch of stuff, but I can't delete everything because there's things I need on there. So, but yeah, I loved it though. I loved it. It's really fun to work on.
Yeah, they are totally.
I was using Procreate. Have you used Procreate yet?
No, I haven't used Procreate, and I've heard about that, and I know a lot of the artists, digital ones use it.
It's only $30, I think. It's pretty cheap.
It's still not free though, is it, Chet?
Hey, after you sell your first NFT, you got to get Procreate.
All right.
There's some amazing posing apps too, where they have a computer model and lighting, and so you can like pose the figures. They have some for the hands. Another podcast guest that I can't think of their name told me about it. It's called Art.
Handy as hell.
Yeah, it's called Art Pose, and there's like you can get them standalone. There's like one for the hand. There's one for the male and female figures, and there's some other weird ones too. But you can get like the suite of them, of like 4 of them, and they're really great. So it's like any hand reference you need or whatever, you just you can set the lights. It's super cool. I got it on my phone, but you got to pay a few bucks for it though. You're not gonna like it.
Can't win them all, Chet.
You gotta there's a point where you're gonna have to start spending some money on yourself, making all this amazing shit. You won't spend any money on your stuff. It was pretty funny, I guess.
I'm a simple man. I don't know what to tell you.
That's cool though that it's made you I don't know, digitally paint in a way that's more direct and not so reliant on the technology, whereas like I'm talking about, it's with the liquify tool, you're actually like rendering everything, which is probably better for you as an artist in general. I
think maybe that has helped, as far as getting, trying to get next level kind of thing that I'm always hoping for. But maybe. So I just love it, man. I love making monsters.
Are you working?
Love it.
It's the best. It's the best.
It's
I don't know how everybody doesn't love it. It's like
Oh God.
the most, it's so much fun. uh how often are you creating your stuff? Are you working every day, like after work, or?
Yeah, because normally I do have sessions in the morning and I'll have sessions at night. So during the day, um, I'll be hitting it. I like to, put in maybe 3-4 hours painting something, sometimes a little bit more. And then when I get home from work, some nights I'll jump on it. You tell yourself, oh, I'll just do half an hour. Yeah, that's fucking like 2 or 3 hours later. You
Yeah,
should be going to sleep. You got a 6 o'clock client, bloody hell in the morning.
yeah.
It's never half an hour, you know.
Yeah, no, like I said, you gotta put the time in to do it. And when it's
Exactly.
fun, when it's working, you don't want to stop, because it takes so
Hell
much.
no.
It takes it takes a lot of energy to get to that place where it's flowing. And once it's
Yeah.
flowing, you don't want to stop. And sometimes that
Yeah.
means you're staying up till 2 or 3 in the morning.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Uh,
Do any of your clients know that you're create this crazy
yeah.
ass stuff?
Yeah.
How do
Yeah.
they what do they think?
Most of them like it. Like I know my boss always comments on my Facebook page, like he loves the monsters and stuff like that. I've got, I've got a couple of clients who are Tool fans. One of them's like mad Tool fan, and I told him about the poster thing. I just had to tell him to keep it on the down low.
Uh
But yeah, he's so stoked about it, and yeah. I mean, most of the people who know that I do this stuff, my clients, yeah, they like it and they're happy that
that's
they're
cool.
they're happy that I'm happy doing it. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's one thing though about your stuff's not grotesque, really. It's very
that's one thing I've concentrated on. Yes.
it's very beautiful and kind of elegant. So you're not having like bloody holes in the center of the face like some of my stuff. So there's not that barrier to entry there. You've got beauty and elegance, which is cool, because it's like you're sneaking in a monster with that. It's like, hey,
Yeah, yeah,
get,
exactly.
you're like you're getting people to like a monster and they don't even realize it.
But it's funny. Like I don't like to make like real bloody stuff or grotesque stuff, but I like that stuff as well.
Hmm.
Like I like zombie movies.
Right,
I
yeah.
love Evil Dead and all that kind of stuff. And I like it if I see you do it as well. I just for some reason I won't put that in my stuff. I know it's just not me, but anyway,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I love that stuff as well.
Yeah, I do too. It's good. It's good that you don't. It's probably smart. But it doesn't need it. It doesn't. I
No, I feel like it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, I don't know. It depends. Like you said, it's just how you are. As long as you're being true to yourself as an artist, it's like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what you're doing. Even if you're painting bowls of fruit, if that's what you're into, paint those bowls of fruit. We just like monsters. That's all there is to it.
Exactly. Exactly. And I mean that's it. And that's one of the things why I started, like, it's driven me. Like I don't like if I go to a gallery, I'm normally bored. Like there's nothing that visually interests me. Like
Hmm.
I don't see any stuff like what I do or you do or any of the artists that I like. I never see stuff like that up on
Right.
walls. I don't know why. It's just
Yeah,
as valid. It's the craftsmanship is there.
I know.
Just fuck. I don't know. It pisses me off that.
I know.
Really kind of pisses me off. I don't see that up on walls. Yeah, it needs to change.
Yeah. Yeah. At this point, you just have to go to the right galleries, I guess. Have you
Yeah,
been? Are you near Baynard's
yeah,
gallery?
yeah. It's not too far. It's probably about, I don't know, 20-minute drive.
Oh,
And
that's
I
not
like,
bad.
I've driven past there quite a few times. But I just haven't gone in, and I want to go in because I know there's a couple of artists he's got in there that
Are you
I like.
serious? You haven't gone in? You
Yeah,
gotta
I
meet.
know,
You gotta meet
man.
him.
You know
John
what it's
is
like when you live in your
amazing.
own city, you don't go and see the shit you should. It's only if you have visitors.
Yeah, I know how that
Yeah.
is. But John, I'm sure John Baynard is totally
Sorry.
gonna. That's all right. As if I'm sure he's seen your work, he's gonna love it. If he hasn't seen it, he'll be he'll be happy to meet you. You got to go and show him your stuff.
Yeah. Actually, it's something I should do. Like pull my finger out, go there. Because if I, maybe I could get a couple of pieces up on the wall and
Right.
see what happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. He's all about yeah, he's gonna love your work. I know if he hasn't seen it, he's gonna love it. I know the kind of stuff he's into.
All right.
Yeah, so go there, just say Chet Zar told me to come here and show you my work. He's gonna be like, all right, mate.
I love hearing Americans do the Australian accents.
You know,
Always fucking awesome.
It's terrible, stupid Americans. You know, it's funny for me is like every once in a while, Ash Dark will do it when we're doing these meetings. She does an American accent. Hearing American accents is hilarious from people from Australia or the UK. It's like it's it's like everything's over enunciated.
Yeah, heavy emphasis on the R's, like,
right? R's,
yeah. Reader, and yeah.
It's hilarious.
I guess every country's got it,
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Doing their accents.
I always thought like an American accent is like, in the the Southern accent in America.
Yeah.
A Southern accent.
Yeah.
America is the Southern accent of the world, kind of. That's the way it seems to be, yeah. But anyway, that's beside the point. So what do you have any like big, we're getting near the end here, do you have any big anything to announce, any big plans aside from the stuff you told me, anything in the near future to look for?
I do want to get the shop set up pretty soon. Like I was kind of just waiting on the tool posters to arrive.
Yeah.
So I can start to put them up.
You're gonna make some make some money.
Yeah. It'd be nice for a change,
Hey, you can get Procreate.
Let's not lose our minds here, mate. So yeah, and that I'll announce on my social medias when that shop's up and ready and running kind of thing. I did some test prints, but now there's like with some newer paintings, I want to get those printed up as well. Yeah, really haven't got that much else going on, really, to be honest.
That's enough if you do all that, because if you're not selling prints now, I'm sure you get people asking you a lot about buying prints.
Yeah.
And
I do.
That's I make a good chunk of my income from print sales, so it could be lucrative,
Okay.
Yeah. So
do you have a company like where you're all set up, like they've got all your images and they just do it and send it off? Or do you pack them all yourself?
Yeah, no, most of them, I pack them all myself. I do that with my t-shirts. I have a threadless store. They do everything. They print, they pack and ship, and then I get like a percentage of that. But for my my prints, I print them myself up to a certain size. If I get anything like, that reminds me, I have to order a print. Anything 24 by 30, I have to, or 16 by 20, I have to get done by somebody else with a bigger printer. But for the most part, I'm printing everything myself, and then I have a whole shipping area set up. And so if you need to know what kind of boxes, I know all the boxes. I know all the plastic bags. I know all the corners. I know how to mount the things on cardboard. You can hit me up if you do that, because I've got all that stuff psyched out.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to ask you, have you ever been to Australia?
No, that's one
All
place I
right.
have not been. I've been to China. I've been to Germany. I've been to Italy. I've been to Canada. But I haven't been to Australia. But hopefully someday I'll come.
Yeah, man. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, it seems cool. It seems like a, I mean, AC/DC's from there. It's like fucking one of my favorite bands when I was growing up. I love AC/DC. Any place that AC/DC came from is all right with me.
Yeah,
I'm sure you guys are
true.
sick of hearing about AC/DC, but man, AC/DC is amazing. Angus Young kicks ass.
Still going too.
Yeah, it's
Still
kind of
going.
crazy. Yeah, but there's a lot. It seems like there's a lot of amazing art coming out of Australia too. There's a lot, especially the kind of dark art stuff. There's a few, with the Bain Art Gallery and Ash and you, and I know there's some other Australia. John isn't John in
Yeah,
Australia
yeah.
too? John
John's
Chen.
Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some darkness coming out of there.
It's good. It's about time.
Yeah, no shit. Well, all right. Well,
And I will get to the gallery, dude. I will.
yeah. Do it for sure. I'm gonna hit him up. Actually, I'm gonna connect with you on Twitter, and then I'll talk to John and send him your profile. And so you got to post some pictures up there if you haven't already on your Twitter.
I will.
But yeah, thanks for coming on the show, man. It was super fun talking to you. Yeah, great.
So good. I really enjoyed it.
Good, me too.
Thanks,
and I love your artwork. I can't wait to see the new stuff you come out with. So keep inspired. Oh shit, can you see me?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was so weird. I accidentally hit a button and my screen went to my screensaver. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm just looking forward to seeing your new work and seeing you in NFTs. I'm not gonna say anything more about NFTs, but other than it was made for you as a digital artist. But yeah, so thanks for coming on, and we got to do the customary saying goodbye to the audience. So just say goodbye, audience, and then we'll end it.
Goodbye, audience.